Ooh, that looks tasty. Welcome, folks. Today, the Hungry Gamer is back with the second annual Beatrice the Board Game Dog Game of the Year tournament. And this was a delightful success last year. And for those of you who are not in the know, what this is I tend to post games that come in, whether they be games that I backed on Kickstarter, just bought, or review copy, and or prototypes that come in for me to cover. And when I post pictures of them, I always post them with Beatrice, my dog, the board game dog. And she's developed a little bit of her own little following of people who are just big fans of hers. And I literally had a couple of games sent specifically to Beatrice, not to me, to cover. So it's a fun little thing that, well, makes me very happy. But last year what I did was, we had the Board Game Dog Game of the Year tournament, which what it is I created a bracket of all the games that she posed with and put it out there. And people got to pick what games they thought she was going to pick as the best game of the year. And the way that I did that was blueberries. She loves blueberries. And so I would put a blueberry down in front of each game for each match. I would call her into the room, and whichever blueberry she eats first is clearly the best game. I mean, this is science, this is art, this is everything, and it is truly the only real way to determine the best game of the year. So I did put a couple rules on it this year because there's a lot more games that were eligible this year. So only games that were final copies and only games that I still have, because sometimes I give games away, sometimes they just don't work for me, whatever. I don't always keep them all through the year. But what we have is a 38 game bracket this year. And before I talk about how you're going to win these amazing things, let's talk about the prizes, because the top 3 finishers with the 3 best brackets are going to get an opportunity to pick one of these 3 prizes. The first one is from Arcane Wonders, and it is the complete furnace. That is Furnace, Furnace Interbellum, and the Neoprene playmat. Then there is a super deluxe pledge of Fractured Sky from IV Games. And this is, when they say super deluxe, they mean super deluxe. It has the minis that have the magnets, they're pre-painted minis, all of that. And this is going to be delivering in January or February, so you'll have to wait a little bit to get it, but super deluxe pledge of Fractured Sky. And I actually like Fractured Sky quite a bit. And then the last one is the complete, as it currently stands, 20 Strong from Chip Theory Games. This is their new series that they're doing. It's a solo game, dice chucking, and they have different decks that you can bring in that give different kinds of baddies that you're going to face, and different kinds of heroes, different abilities, and different mechanics as you go through. But small box games as opposed to Too Many Bones and Cloud Spire and all of those that are huge box games. Small box, easy and quick to get to the table. And also with each of these 3 packages, there is a sovereignty code which will give you 90 days of free deluxe gameplay on Sovereignty, which, if you know, is a digital game platform that is free, but it has rotating games every month that are in there on the free package, and the paid package gives you access to the entire catalog of games, which is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. 20 Strong is on there, Mission Catastrophe is on there, Mouse Cheese Cat Cucumber is on there, and Lunar Rush is going to be on there coming relatively soon. And I'm very, very thankful to them that they added these to this package. Now, let's talk about how this is going to work. As I said at the beginning, she's going to pick the games. I'm going to put them out randomly, which games on which side, and put a blueberry in front of each, and I'm going to record what happens. And that's how it's going to work. She's going to pick. I have no say. I don't choose. Nothing. In fact, last year's winner was actually a game that at the time I had never played because it was accidentally sent to me. The publisher, IV Games, was sending me something else, and there was a mix-up at the warehouse, and I also got a copy of this game, Veiled Fate, which at the time I'd never played, but that was the game that she liked the best. So she's going to pick, and I will post each round as a video. It'll be up, and after each round on my YouTube channel, I will make a post that will have the current standings of who has how many points. Now, and the way I'm going to do this is not quite the same as, say, a March Madness bracket. Even though each round will have points associated with it, the points are really the tiebreaker. Because at the end of the day, if someone picks the winning team, or the winning game, I should say, then they are automatically put into a winning spot. So they will get one of the prizes. Now, if more than 3 people pick the winning game, then I will go to points. If what happens like last year when nobody picked the winning game, then it'll simply be points. And each round will be progressively worth more and more points, just like in a March Madness bracket, those kinds of things. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll put a link down in the description to one of the videos from last year so you can kind of get an idea. Now, if you're wondering how you're supposed to do this, you're going to fill out this bracket that you're seeing right now. And this particular bracket, you can do it digitally, you can print it out, take a picture of it, whatever, but you have to upload it to the folder that is linked down in the description. And I know that seems fiddly, and it is a little fiddly, but if I wind up getting 100 of these, I don't want to be searching through my email, trying to find them, trying to make sure that I have people's things. You need to upload it into that folder. I know it is a little bit tricky if you're doing it via your phone, but it is possible. You might have to get the Google Drive app or something. I'm not quite sure, and I'm sorry that's not as easy as we would all like it to be. But great prizes here. It's worth the effort, I think. Last thing I want to say is make sure you put your name and your email onto the bracket, because if you don't, you can't win. So please, name and email. And finally, I do need you to actually fill out the bracket. Okay, if you leave a spot blank, or if you don't write in the name of the game on it, then that's just going to be marked as a loss. Again, there's going to be a lot of these. It's going to take a lot of time. Please put the name on the bracket all the way through. And that's how it's going to work. I'm very excited for this. It's silly, but it's so good. And Beatrice loves it, because she loves blueberries. And so really, by you participating in this, you are helping Beatrice get more blueberries. And is there any more of a noble cause in life than that? I don't think so. So there you have it, folks. That is the Game of the Year tournament. Fill out those brackets. I'm going to leave this up for about a week or so, maybe a little longer. As long as brackets are still coming in, I'm going to leave it up. Once that starts to slow down, I'll close it off, and I'll start recording the various rounds and start posting those videos as they come. And finally, thank you one more time to Arcane Wonders, Chip Theory Games, and IV Games for their very, very, very generous offerings. They don't have to do things like this, and I very much appreciate that they are. So, there you have it, folks. That is the opening to the Beatrice the Board Game Dog Game of the Year tournament. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, maybe become a channel member. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.